For residents of Melbourne and all over the world, the public transport system plays a vital role. Melbourne's train, tram and bus networks transport over 1.4 million passengers daily, providing Melburnians with access to jobs, education, sporting events, concerts and much more. And although public transport is used by all, it is especially important for those members of society who depend on it, including students, the elderly, people with disabilities, and the socio-economically disadvantaged.
The bulk of these passengers are transported by heavy rail, with train services representing 70% of all public transport patronage. Melbourne is serviced by 16 electrified railway lines and 209 suburban railway stations, which connect the suburbs of Melbourne to the wider metropolis.
There seems no doubt a railway station and a functioning public transport system would be a positive amenity for people living in Melbourne. But just how positive is this influence? Would it, say, be enough to influence property prices? Our research report will be aiming to shed some light on this question. Thus, the broad research question for our report will be, do consumers of property value having a railway station in their environs?
To answer this, we intend to examine property prices in and around 4 key areas, which are the locations of the 4 newest train stations in the Melbourne Metropolitan Railway network. These are Cardinia Road, Pakenham, Lynbrook, Williams Landing, and South Morang. We aim to examine changes in property prices in these areas before and after the opening of their railway stations, and compare this to trends in neighbouring suburbs.
Although the utility of a railway station is largely irrefutable, we are unsure if this utility will translate into a quantifiable increase in property prices. Nonetheless, we propose a tentative hypothesis that the construction of a new railway station would see an increase in property prices above that of the surrounding areas, as we believe a railway station will make property in these areas more appealing for home buyers.
We intend to source property data from realestate.com, use CPI data, and compare growth rates for property prices in the 4 identified areas. Although the absence of more complex econometric modelling will limit the scope of our study, we hope our research can establish if our hypothesis is indeed reasonable and plausible, or alternatively, if it is unable to be substantiated.
A further consideration will be 2 additional research questions, namely, how does price level around a new railway station vary with proximity? So, for example, do properties within 500 metres of a new railway station increase in price by more than those in the 500 metre to 1 kilometre band? Alternatively, do properties greater than 2 kilometres from a new railway station still experience an increase in property prices? And if so, by what magnitude?
And secondly, what other factors may explain suburbs that don't fit with our hypothesis? This part of our project will look to review existing academic and statistical literature and propose alternatives and explanations for some of the other factors at play.